Okay folks, back in Vienna again. So I'm here on a Monday and things are significantly more busy than they were yesterday. I think I seem to recall that yesterday I marveled at how quiet the city was. But I guess it's really just because it was Sunday. It's kind of funny because the whole concept of a rest day has been lost in the United States. The US is jumping 7 days a week, and so when I got here I thought, wow, it's so quiet. So if you ever come to Austria on a Sunday and you think it's really quiet, just understand that the city does rest 1 day out of the week, and then there's the other 6 days it's kind of a bustling city just like any other, you know, major international city. Anyway, so an interesting thing happened to me while I was riding the train from Budapest to back here to Vienna last night. I ended up talking to a guy who lives here, and he told me a bit about the different city and some of its different districts, and he mentioned this district here, Neubaugasse. Actually, there's another sign back there which isn't blocked. There we go. So Neubaugasse is basically like the young and cool sort of happening artsy art punk kind of district. That sign there says I don't know, Die Straße der Spezialisten, Street of Specialization or something like that. So the guy described this place as sort of the place where all the hip young people want to go and live and hang out. He unironically used the word alternative several times to describe this area. Remember that word? Remember when alternative in the 90s was actually like a new thing in the United States, and how since then it's sort of become the ridiculous sort of parody of itself that it now is? Well, I guess here in Austria there's still sort of a coherent quote-unquote alternative scene. And I was looking at the street here, and one thing that always catches my eye is that store there, which looks, I don't know, I haven't gone inside, but to me it looks very much like an Austrian Hot Topic or something like that. And there's other stuff going on there. I mean, it's not that different from the rest of the city, but there's, I guess, a slightly younger crowd that frequents this area. You see a little bit more of the iPod-wearing, earbud zombie sort of young person, which it actually is not what I am. I mean, if I wanted that, I could have stayed in San Francisco. I kind of came here for more of the old-fashioned kind of stuff, so I'm going to hunt down a little bit more of that old-fashioned sort of crowd who goes to the symphony orchestra and stuff like that. But I thought I'd highlight this just because it provides kind of a contrast. I mean, Austria is, or Vienna rather, Vienna is a modern city. It has its own modern innovations, if you will. Hey folks, so here in this youthful alternative district, I found this this poster, or whatever you want to call it, on this window. I don't want to read out loud the whole thing, but if you pause the video, I hope that you can read what it says. It's interesting. I'm not sure who these people are. Like, I'm not sure who the we in this write-up are, because as far as I know, I don't think the Occupy movement has come to Austria. I haven't heard, I really don't think there's been any sort of widespread protests here. So I'm not sure who the we are. I'm not sure if they're just using that term in solidarity with their international brethren who are fighting the power, or if there is in fact a significant underground resistance movement going on here, like an actual anti-capitalist clique that's sort of below the surface. Not sure about that. Another nice little bookstore. Look at all these books that they just have sitting out here on the just sitting on the street. They've got all these books laid out. It's pretty awesome. Just trying to give sort of a representative sampling of the kind of the titles that they have. I don't know if you'd read any of that. Also, I'm not sure why this banner says schmuck. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. Okay, folks, back in the more central part of town. We're getting more into my kind of thing now. I didn't realize it actually yesterday when I filmed that there's the Volks Theater, which I think I filmed yesterday. I didn't realize that right across the street is the Vienna Museumsquarter. What is the museums quarter? It's this thing right here. Let me show you basically what this is. So it's like basically it's a whole city block. It's like a walled city block. This wall goes all around the block, and if you go inside and check it out once traffic clears, there's a truck coming from the other direction, which I will try to studiously avoid. Actually, this is kind of awkward because this walkway is shared by both pedestrian and vehicle traffic, which is not an ideal arrangement. But okay, here you go. So inside, you have these little courtyards, and inside, the whole frigging thing is just a bunch of museums. It's like a whole city block made up of little miniature museums. And here's all the hours, obviously, for the different museums and the admission fees. Check this out, man. This is a little courtyard full of museums, and there are, through these archways you go into other little courtyards with more museums. This is crazy. And I mean, it's crazy in a good way, but I mean, I am just astonished. I mean, you could go to you go to 10 museums in the same day and not leave this one city block. It's crazy. I was thinking about it a little bit. I was thinking about the contrast between this, sort of more traditional, old-fashioned kind of culture, going to museums and orchestras and things like that, and contrasting it with the hip, new, young scene. And I guess I should be perfectly honest and say that I'm not necessarily fully identified with one or the other. I mean, I am a young person, and I certainly listen to rock music and heavy metal and that kind of thing. So it's not so much that I'm against this young hip alternative culture. It's just more that I never really identified with the hopelessness of it. I mean, in the United States, at least, most of those people are very aimless, very sort of self-destructive, and I was never like that. I mean, I identify with the alternative movement's ideals of individualism and nonconformity and all that. Sure, that's great, but I never really got along with those people just because it seems like mostly what they want to do is just take drugs, and it's not my kind of scene. So I guess I identify more with this snobbish, intellectual kind of thing. Not because that's necessarily who I am, but it's just, at least it's closer to who I am than people of my own age range. I wonder how many people actually take drugs around here. I don't think Vienna is like in Amsterdam or something like that. I mean, Amsterdam is obviously famous for drug use. I'm actually told that St. Petersburg once was as well. St. Petersburg is, or at least historically has been, famous for cheap and easy drugs, which I didn't even realize because I don't take drugs at all myself. I don't think it's quite the same in Vienna, but I'm sure there are people here who use at least marijuana, probably. But I find it an interesting sort of mix. I find Vienna to be a nice mixture of the young and the old, because really, young people here may wear their hip-hop t-shirts or whatever, but they're still cultured, they're still aware. They're not these hopeless, aimless kind of junky slackers that are unfortunately a stereotype in the United States, but there's some truth to the stereotype. So I don't know, I'm liking it. I'm liking the balance here. I'm liking that balance of the best parts of the younger generation's ideas with the older traditional sort of cultural ideas here. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to take a walk down on the outside of Museums Quarter. It's a nice little park here as well. Pretty awesome. I wonder what that building over there is. You can see it's kind of hard to see through the tree branches, but wait, where is it? I'm having a hard time viewing my camera's viewfinder as usual. There we go, there it is. What is that? I don't know. Have I filmed that before? I don't think I have. There's so many buildings around here, it's hard to keep track. Oh, and there's T-Mobile. T-Mobile, for those who don't know, is it is actually a German company, and it's one of the big four wireless carriers in the U.S., of course, but it's a familiar face around here as well because it is based in Germany. So, Electric Avenue. I wonder what that's about. Oh, it's like some kind of a science lab or something. Based on, actually, I don't know if you can, yeah, it kind of shows through. Wonder what that's all about. Interesting. Very interesting. Here's another park, the Bundesgarten Burggarten, which has a statue of probably the most famous, or one of the most famous Viennese people of all time. Yeah, he shows up a lot around here. He's kind of like Dostoevsky in St. Petersburg. His name shows up all over the place again and again because he's such a significant and famous part of the city's history. Besides the Parliament building that I filmed earlier, besides that and the cathedrals, this is probably one of the most elegantly, opulently designed buildings in Vienna. This is the Staatsoper, the city's opera house. And I suppose it's fitting that the opera house would be such a central part of the city's architecture, because Vienna is known for its opera, more than its literature, more than other types of art. Vienna is known for classical music, including especially opera, and so the opera house is quite significant, quite central to the city's sense of art and identity. So yeah, the Vienna Staatsoper, very nice building. I'm sure it's nice inside as well. Okay, now I'm on the north side of the Staatsoper. It doesn't look quite as interesting from the back. This is just, you know, the back entrance. The south side is where the main entrance is. That's where it was. But here on the north side, just across the street, is the famous Hotel Sacher. This is one of the most famous hotels in Vienna. It's probably pretty expensive. I have no plans of actually staying there. But just to the left of its entrance is the Café Sacher. And the Café Sacher is also pretty awesome. They make, what is it called? I think it's called the Sacher Torte or something like that. It's a pretty awesome cake. Apparently it's a cake with like fruit and chocolate in it or something like that. Pretty good cake. Probably quite recommendable if you enjoy cakes with chocolate in them. There's another Rolex building. Interesting. Apparently Rolex has a significant presence in the city as well. By the way, I did look it up and I figured out what this sign means. It signifies a pedestrian zone. That's all it means. It just signifies an area where cars are not allowed and only pedestrians can walk. And this sign, it's not prohibiting anything. It just signifies the end of the pedestrian zone. So it doesn't actually, it doesn't mean don't do something. It just means this is where the pedestrian zone ends. Now these two signs right next to each, or not quite next to each other, but the positioning of these signs means that where I am right now, this place where I'm standing, is a pedestrian zone, and it ends at that sign. So after the sign, this little street here, cars are permitted on that street, and then right after the street you enter another pedestrian zone where cars are not allowed. So that's all it means. So now we know. Here's a better shot of that Peterskirche, which I didn't really bother to get a good shot of last time I was here. Here's another one of those horse-drawn carriages. But yeah, here's Peterskirche from the front. Actually, I might have been wrong. I'm not sure if this is actually the Peterskirche or what. I really can't tell. My map is kind of nonsensical for this area because this particular part of town is very, very densely built. The streets don't make a lot of sense. They just kind of wind around and don't go in a regular grid. And there are a lot of small little streets that only last for a couple of blocks. So it's pretty hard for me to keep track of where I'm going because I'm not actually tracing my progress on the map very well. And this building doesn't even identify itself in German or English. It has an inscription there that's in Latin. And I don't see any English names or any other names anywhere on the surface of the building, so I have no idea what this is. Well, there's some text over there. Spanish something or other. I don't know. There goes another horse and carriage. Wow. I'm a little bit lost, but this building is, I think, more impressive than the other one, so this might have actually been the Peterskirche, or maybe not. Maybe it's something completely different. I actually have no idea at this point. I'm sorry. It's an interesting contrast to see this because this is sort of something that I feel like Vienna is trying to avoid. You have a cathedral like this, which is obviously quite significant, and it's being worked on, and they hung a huge Coca-Cola ad on the scaffolding or whatever that's temporarily erected during construction. I don't know, it seems sort of like defacing works of art with advertising is something that Vienna has consciously tried to avoid in most places, but I guess this is an exception. So I'm taking this segment for a couple of reasons. First of all, it strikes me that I don't think I've actually filmed Vienna at night yet. So this is what Vienna looks like at night. Looks very much like any other city, I imagine, at night. But also, I just wanted to capture this. Ich bin ho ho ho. Yes, Santa, yes you are. Okay folks, I'm out here in a mostly empty plaza. The plaza is guarded by a couple of lion statues. This one is over there looking kind of huffy, and actually they're both looking kind of huffy. They both look kind of like they're studiously avoiding looking at us, just like a cat. But this plaza itself doesn't seem too impressive. But at the far end, you can see a quite impressive looking structure, which is the centerpiece of Schönbrunn. Schönbrunn. Now, Schönbrunn is, it's basically just a big garden. It's a big pleasure garden with a bunch of walkways and stuff in it, and this big sort of palace structure in the middle. It's one of Vienna's most popular tourist places. Actually, I believe it's probably Vienna's single most popular tourist destination. And I guess I'm kind of leaving it for last. Judging by the very, very large quantity of people that I'm seeing streaming into Schönbrunn, I'm going to guess that it's quite popular. I'm not sure what these things are supposed to be. This one, they appear human, but I think they're... Are they human? Are they completely human? Or are they some sort of female centaur kind of creatures or something like that? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they obviously have some sort of... They have some sort of bestial animal hindquarters, so yeah, there's some sort of liontar, female liontar kind of creatures. Okay, let's go check out Schönbrunn. It'll be awesome. So here inside the grounds, there's, right next to the entrance, there's a nice little theater and buffet, which is kind of cool. I was under the impression that you had to pay to get in, but I'm not sure if that's the case, because I see a lot of people just walking in, so I guess for some reason I'd assume that you have to buy tickets. That sign there says something about tickets, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But it looks like people are just walking in, unless there's a ticket booth farther on. I'm not sure. Let's walk around and find out. I'm actually glad that I'm coming out here today because it's a pretty good day. It was cloudy the last couple of days, and now today, as you can see, obviously the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's not too cold. Usually, you know, a clear day like this means a little bit colder temperatures, but I think it's about 5 degrees out here, which is kind of chilly, but not, you know, not freezing cold. 5 degrees Celsius, I mean, of course, not Fahrenheit. That's probably something like, I guess it's what, about 40 or so Fahrenheit? Yeah, something like that. So here's the, obviously the entrance, the Eingang to this building here. I'm not even sure what this building is, but off to the sides are the entrances to the gardens. So it looks like you can go to the gardens for free. I'm actually not even aware of what's inside the building. I guess I should try to find out, but I'm guessing you probably need tickets to go in there, but it seems like you can go to the gardens for free, so let me try and check it out. Okay, I don't even know what was going on in that building there, honestly. You did need a ticket to get in. They were selling tickets inside the door there, so there's something else going on inside that building there. But if you walk out here, I guess this is the entrance to the gardens. And this sign is just telling us the hours. It's obviously open from 6:30 a.m. until, what is that, 5:30 p.m. And yeah, you just, it looks like you just walk in. Oh, hey, check it out, helicopter. Cool. But yeah, these are the gardens of Schönbrunn. I'll walk around for a little while. It seems like you just get in for free. Okay, here we are. I guess we can pretty much say that we're in the gardens at this point, or right next to it. There's a big path, broad path leading that way, another broad path going that way, and another going that way. So let's just walk inside and see what's going on. I'm a little embarrassed. I guess I should have looked up some more background information on this place. I'm not actually sure what's going on here, because I think they have some kind of wine cellar or something like that happening back there. And like I said, I still don't know what's going on in that building there. So I should have looked it up on Wikipedia or gotten a little bit more information. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be very informative on this part of the video, but let's see. Achtung! No snow clearance or gridding of icy surfaces on this walkway. Pedestrians may use the walkway at their own risk. Well, it's not snowy or icy yet, so I think just my natural clumsiness is the primary obstacle to safety when walking down this path. Here we are. Check this out. This is gorgeous. This is fantastic. I'm liking this. And I got here for free, which of course is always nice. I'll go ahead and refrain from saying that I like the fact that it's free because I'm a Jew. I'm trying to avoid Jew jokes at this point in my life. I guess I should, I guess I'll close out here. I'm probably going to leave Vienna tomorrow because I'm pretty much done here. I think I've pretty much seen all that I want or need to see of the city for now. I'm very much liking it though. Honestly, I haven't spoken too much about my personal life, and I don't really think that these videos are the place to do so very much, but I'm looking in the future at probably leaving Russia, because I don't think I have much of a future there. And you folks have probably heard Russia has erupted into riots over the allegedly forged or fixed elections. And it's just not really safe there right now. Even though I think I'd probably be okay. I mean, I know several people in Russia, and nobody who I know has been arrested or hurt or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm looking long-term at another place to settle down, and I really don't think I could find a better place than Vienna, honestly. I I really love Russia, and I really love the time I've spent in Russia, but I don't think I could find a better place than this to call home. I'm turning 30 in a week, and I probably should find a place that I can call home, that I can return to and feel like I belong there. I wonder what's under these bags. There's some kind of, I'm not sure what they are. They've been covered probably for the cold of the winter. But anyway, so yeah, I've very, very much enjoyed my time in Vienna. I think it's probably my new favorite city. St. Petersburg was my favorite city, but I think I have a new favorite place. And I like it here. I mean, it's not just that it's a beautiful city. I mean, you can find beauty anywhere you go, but Vienna seems to have very specifically rejected the modern sort of consumerist commercial mentality. I mean, there are big companies here, but they understand how to balance that out with, art and culture and community, which is something that we're really losing in the world. Even Russia and a lot of Eastern Europe is losing that distinction, and Russia is trying to model itself after the United States and the rest of the Western world, trying to adopt this sort of business-oriented mentality, which is very unfortunate, and I don't really like that. It's probably coming here as well. I mean, I've seen signs of it here, like that huge Coca-Cola ad that I filmed on the side of that cathedral. So, it's coming. It's kind of like a cancer. It spreads everywhere. But here in this place, I think I've found probably the greatest richness of what I would really want from life, more so than I've ever seen anywhere in the world, in all the places that I've been. And granted, I haven't been to that many places. I haven't even been to Paris yet, but I think that the whole Paris thing is kind of overdone. Paris is sort of overrun with expatriates from all over the world, and not that there's anything wrong with expatriates per se, but I think Paris has sort of lost its identity. Kind of the same problem that's happening with Prague. I haven't been to Prague either. It's a beautiful city, but it's such a popular destination for American expats. I think it's sort of being pervaded by global influence. Not that Vienna isn't, but I feel like I belong here for now. Anyway, I should probably not dwell too much on my own personal feelings about the city. I guess I'll close out here. This will be the end of my trip to Vienna. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed my little sequence of videos, and that you can forgive me for my complete lack of German acuity. I'm sure that I've mispronounced most of the German words and names that I've tried to pronounce. And I hope that I'll have more videos to show in the future of other interesting people, places, and things. Take care, everyone, and today's December 20th. I'm probably not going to get this video up before Christmas, because I'm not really going to have the chance to do so. I don't really have a computer to do video processing here in Vienna. I'm going to need to get back to Russia to do that, and I'm probably not going to get back to Russia before Christmas, so I would wish everyone Merry Christmas, but by the time you see this video, it'll probably be past Christmas. I'll say Happy New Year to everyone if I manage to get this up before the New Year, but I might not even, actually I probably won't even be able to manage that. When am I going back to Russia? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what date I'm going back, but, well, okay. It'll be late by the time you see this video, but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Anyhow, best wishes for 2012. I hope that everyone is doing well, and that you also find beauty and peace and happiness wherever you go. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Okay, I lied. I'm not done yet. I'm in another big courtyard with a bunch of these sort of gardens, which it's forbidden to walk on. There are signs prohibiting people from walking on them. But what's also very interesting is that hill up there, and I'm sorry the sun is sort of blocking it out. Let me cover it with my my hand a little bit. back there is a huge hill with a sort of winding walkway going up the hill. So I can't, trying to prevent the sun from blotting it out, but at the top of the hill there is a large structure. Seems like quite a walk. It seems like quite a long walk to get up the hill there, but I'm going to try and see if I can make it. Here's a slightly better view of the statue at the base. There's the entrance to that huge walkway there, and here's some kind of, well, it's not really a statue, it's like a whole mural of statues at the base. But yeah, there's the walkway leading up to somewhere. I guess I'm probably about halfway up the hill now, something like that. Okay, I finally made it to the top to discover that this building isn't really, it's not really a building, it's just like it's an open structure. It's basically almost like a gazebo or something. It has some kind of statue and inscription at the top, but there's actually nothing specifically inside. I guess it's colder than I thought it was because this pool appears to be frozen over. I was under the impression that I didn't think it was below freezing, but I guess it must be because it's icy. But I'm glad I made the trek because I think it was worth it for this view. Check this out. Okay, here I am inside under the roof of the structure. I was wrong. The central portion actually is an indoor, it's actually a cafe. That's a cafe right there in the middle. But the rest of this is just like an open platform. On that side there is another big open pool which is also frozen over. And from here, this is just a good place to stand and look out and see the city. Alright, now I think I'm done. I don't think I could find a better place than this to cut the video, so I'll go ahead and stop here. Once again, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Best wishes to you all. Take care of yourselves. From atop a hill in Schönbrunn in Vienna, this is Late Blight signing out. Auf Wiedersehen, everyone.